I gotta tell you something. As I'm sitting here recording videos for YouTube that will then be repurposed for Instagram, IGTV, possibly Pinterest, there's a worldwide Facebook and Instagram outage. Also WhatsApp, but I've never once used WhatsApp. So I don't even know. Maybe it's because I'm over the age of 30. Never in my life have I been more thankful that I built my business on organic traffic and organic growth. And yes, I use Instagram and I use Facebook pretty much every day, and I love both of those platforms, but there is something about knowing how to do things without those platforms that is just so empowering. So I'm working on YouTube videos today. I sent a newsletter today. And I also know that today my blog is still earning me money and making me sales despite the fact that Instagram and Facebook are down. So if you are in this category of person who is feeling this pit in your stomach, or maybe this chokehold on your throat, thinking about what would happen if Instagram went away, or if the algorithm changes so much that you just can no longer get seen on that particular platform, then I'm going to invite you into this story now where I'm going to explain to you how I was able to build my lifestyle blog into something that generates passive income for me. And not because I think everyone should be a blogger or a lifestyle blogger. In fact, I don't think it's for everyone. But so that you can see the steps that I took to create a platform that I own and control, and the various ways I have been able to use it to make money. In fact, to the point where I was able to quit my full-time job years ago and start my consulting business, which is what I do now. I want to tell you this story because there's hope, and there's a way for you to create visibility, to create connections, to create meaning in your business with your brilliant story inside of you and all of the things you're passionate about, without feeling like you're a slave to some algorithm that nobody really understands. So today, this isn't really a strategic thing, but it's more of a story that I want you to sink into and really try to see yourself in. So the question is, how did I go from doing all of the right things, from climbing that stupid patriarchal ladder, especially in the news business, to running my own company? And in fact, I have 3 branches of my company. I have my lifestyle blog, I have my consulting agency, and I have a podcast management company. Every single one of those businesses is a 6-figure business. And what's amazing about them is that my first 6 figures took me 5 years to get there. My second, I did it in 1 year. My third, I did it in 4 months. So you can see how if you learn the lessons early and apply them, you can scale your business using these same mindset approaches, these same strategic approaches that I did. You may be in a completely different business than I am. Maybe you're a copywriter. Maybe you're a yoga teacher. Maybe you, I don't know, sell scrunchies or hair ties. Or maybe you are really passionate about teaching people how to knit. I don't know what you do, okay? It doesn't matter. The fact is that there are options for you out there for organic traffic and organic growth in your business that leverage digital spaces in ways that you may not be thinking about. This is what I love to teach, and this is why everything I do comes back to storytelling and comes back to leveraging that story in ways that feel good. For a lot of people, Instagram and Facebook just don't feel good, and that's okay. And so on a day like today, when both of those platforms have crashed, it brings to the forefront these feelings we have of dependency on those platforms. Those feelings are not good feelings. Let's chase the good feelings. So how did I do this? Well, I am not joking you. It was through a lot of trial and error. But the reason I'm such a good strategist now and I'm such a good mentor to my students is because I share everything with them, from my wins to my absolute failures. But here are the 2 key things that I did early on that really gave me a leg up when it came to building a business not on social media. I focused on traffic. I made a volume play. I built a website and I learned how to attract readers to my website without using Instagram and Facebook. The two primary ways that I have been doing that lately have been through Google search, SEO, search optimization, as well as Pinterest. Now, I can tell you that Pinterest right now feels like a hot mess. There are more algorithm changes on Pinterest right now than anyone can keep up with. So I'm really kind of taking my eggs out of the Pinterest basket more than normal lately and putting them into the SEO basket. And I can tell you that the underpinnings in the digital content space and in the digital world, period, a lot of people are starting to turn an eye to SEO, realizing that it's kind of this sleeping giant for your business and for attracting leads into your business. So I was successful in learning how to create an SEO strategy that worked for me, that brought lots of traffic into my businesses without me having to post on Instagram. In fact, one of my businesses, my lifestyle blog, which you would think would lend itself to Instagram, we don't even have an Instagram account. The next thing that I did, and that you're going to want to consider whether you're a product-based business or a service-based business, is focusing on the conversion of that traffic into something meaningful for you. So there was a time and place where the meaningful thing was into a Facebook group. Now, notwithstanding moments like today when Facebook is down, a Facebook group can be a really great way to keep your audience engaged and, in that sphere of influence with you. It's a little bit more of an intimate container. Other things you may want to consider, though, if you are not into Facebook, is there are alternates to that. I successfully ran a bunch of group programs on Slack. You can create a beautiful community on Slack that's exclusive, that's closed, that doesn't involve using Facebook. It's a fabulous way to stay in touch with your warmest leads. Put them all in a Slack channel and offer to give them some, support and answer questions and so on and so forth. Depending on your business model, that's a great option. I'm also in a couple other groups that use a platform called MeWe, which is the anti-Facebook Facebook. So you can log in there. It functions like Facebook. It's not Facebook. It's a great way to fill your audience up with extra content as soon as they have found you online. So all of this to say is that Facebook groups, sure, if you want to use Facebook. If not, there's other ways to give your audience a free way to interact with you that's not a Facebook group. The best way, however, is to get them onto your email list. And ideally, you have them in some sort of group container with you as well as on an email list. And then you really just have to work on the conversion of that email list into sales. So you're shortening the distance between them finding you online, them getting on your email list or into your group, and then to making the sale. No matter what kind of business you're in, that is still the fastest path to profit in the digital space. The question is, though, how do you get them to your site to begin with? And this is where your story strategy and your content strategy, content funneling, and so on and so forth really plays a part, because you can fast track getting them to your site so they get on your list. Now, there's a couple of other things that you may consider if you want to start monetizing a website, even if you don't have a lot of traffic yet. And these are things that I have used to great advantage in 2 of the 3 of my businesses, simply because they lend themselves to this. Is I'm part of a lot of affiliate programs. So on our lifestyle blog, we make about, on any given month, 20% of our income simply from passive affiliate sales. What does that mean? It means that we put a link to something that we use, that we recommend, that we have purchased, or that we want to show our readers to. That link has a cookie. The cookie sends us a commission if that person clicks that link and purchases that product within that set amount of time. It can be a really great way to generate passive income, especially if you have a side hustle. So think about the things that you like to recommend, or the products that you use, or the services that you use, and find out if you can also create an affiliate relationship with them to just start bringing your earnings up in a way that you don't have to do anything to make the money, right? The other thing that I would recommend you do, now this is if you are not using your website as your business storefront, but if you are a content creator, an influencer, or a blogger, is absolutely consider if you can strategically insert display ads into your strategy. This is something that I did early on. I worked very hard to get to 5,000 page views a month, 10,000 page views a month, 50,000 page views a month, 100,000 plus page views per month. And I work with my ad team now to optimize our content and our strategy to increase ad revenue based on how many page views I'm getting. If you're a blogger, seriously consider shooting for the Mediavine 50,000 sessions per month threshold so that you can become part of that ad network. You will make way more money on your ads. But if you're just at the beginning, then I would recommend looking at something like a Google AdSense or a network called Ezoic, which doesn't have as high thresholds. Now, those last two recommendations, those were things I did in order to bring profit to my first blog-based business. But there are also strategies that I employ on my other two businesses. So in my strategy company, we do affiliate relationships with other companies in order to increase our revenue with a strategy session. Not really recommending, tablecloths and pillows. We're more recommending tech resources and services. So the strategy still applies. When it comes to thinking about display ads, the way that I like to think about that strategy is if you're not going to use display ads on your website, that's totally fine. But learn how they work, because what that's going to teach you is how to optimize your website for user experience, which is something that is really important when you're trying to bring in organic traffic and cold leads. So I'm going to recap this video for you and just so that you have a sense. These are the things that I did in order to build a business that was profitable, that did not rely on social media. I focused on traffic through SEO and secondarily through Pinterest. I focused on the conversion of that traffic into a closed container, a Slack group, a Facebook group, a MeWe group, something like that, and then also onto my email list. I then further leveraged my traffic to increase affiliate revenue, and for the sake of the blog, we optimized for display ad revenue. For sake of the other two businesses where we do not use display ad revenue, we use the same strategies to improve user experience on the website to increase our organic traffic. Now, I know that might be a lot to think about, but if you have questions, please feel free to message me, comment below, or ask. I am so passionate about this because I think so many business owners get this fear about, what am I going to do? I have to show up on social media all the time. And there are other ways to safeguard your business and your growth on days like today when Instagram decides to go down. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit like and you comment and you subscribe, and you can check out all my other videos as well, and head to erintrafford.com for more free resources, including my 77 story prompts, which are going to help you learn how to show up authentically in a way that feels good on whatever platform you want to.